NFL Combine is this week and starts Tuesday. It'll go through Monday, March the 6th. You're going to be there. Just for a rookie player, what advice would you give them coming into the league?
Coming into the league?
Yes, sir.
Learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. It's a lot of people that's going to be coming at you. And regardless of what round you go, they're going to think you just automatically got it. Let no be one of your favorite words. Because you can't. It's a lot of stuff you just can't get back and won't get back from people. So I'll tell anybody, just learn how to say no. Protect yourself, protect your money. Excuse me. But yeah, learn how to say no early ASAP. That should be one of your favorite words.
What's a situation where that would happen, Ike? If you could just elaborate, or an example where it's just like, I'm going to turn this down. No, thank you.
Yeah, all of a sudden everybody got business ideas. Well, hell, why you ain't write your own book and write your own chapter? You know? And all of a sudden I get to the league, you got a business idea, a business venture. Nah, you should have did that. You done had your time in the world. So don't stop trying to jump on my timeline. Go out and figure out what you need to do. You know, don't try to use me as a one-up. So, yeah, I have no problem saying no. And this is exactly how I tell people. Like, nah, you had your time. Don't look at me. You done had your time already. You should have been making them decisions when you was small. But yet you want to make these other decisions. So, no, I can't. I can't.
Some sage advice from a 12-year veteran there for any rookie player who comes across this. Ike, I think it's going to be really telling. You know how I feel about the Combine. I consider it like the underwear Olympics. But to me, it's really telling if a player really stands out and really showcases his ability, or if they come into the Combine in absolutely terrible shape and they don't test well. That, to me, is the most telling thing about the Combine. Everything in between, it's not exactly football. I mean, it's athletic measurements. It's not the same as when you put the pads on. But unless something really, really pops off at the Combine, or if someone comes in and they do not test well at all, those to me are like the two, my alarm bells start going off in my head in terms of a player's performance. Everything else, I think we're just starved for football and we miss it coming after the Super Bowl earlier this month.
Yeah, I mean, you know, America wants football year round, so that's why it's NFL, it's XFL, then it's USFL. So that's what we love. If you was born in America, man, you just love the game of football for the most part. And what they're doing is they really spoiling us because they're giving us football damn near year round. That's exactly what they're doing. So when it comes down to this Combine, it's the old saying, man, big man running and little man hitting at the time, and they're short, so they can't hit. So I love to see big man run. I love to see a Corey Davis run at 4.7 at 340 pounds. I love to see that kind of movement. Now, for
Jordan
me,
Davis.
Jordan Davis, I'm sorry. When it comes down to the little guys, it's more lateral movement. That's what you want to see. Who's real good laterally? Who's good at COD? They call that change of direction. Who can move? Who can stop and start? So we're gonna have a few guys that run low 4.3s. You might have one that'll hit a 4.2. You might. We'll see what Jalen Hyatt talk about. He might hit a 4.29. You know, so we'll see on that standpoint. It's gonna be a few guys who run fast, but for me, I love seeing the big dancing polar bears get to moving down that 40. Like golly, because all I'm thinking is a screen pass. Like, oh, if I can set this edge, and I got Big Davis coming on this screen pass, he gonna smack whoever. Like, that's how I be thinking when I be seeing these guys. Like, if I can make them just cut back, I feel sorry for that ball carrier. So, and just on the perimeter side with the DBs and the receivers. So sometimes you might catch you a fullback, or you might catch you, which is, it's becoming extinct now, these fullbacks, but you might catch you a linebacker at, 235, 240, run a 4.4. Like, ooh, sideline to sideline, he can cover. He can stay on the field all three downs. So that's what it is for me. That's what I like to look at. I like to see the big man running fast, and the perimeter guys more who's quick laterally. And that's what I look for.
Ike, do you ever miss being the hunter on defense?
No, I'm all the way good. We were talking about, so I had Joey Porter here. Joey Porter was just here because he's coaching the XFL with Hines Ward. So we was all out smoking cigars. Make sure you go to howardgcigar.com, get y'all some cigars, my one of a kind. And man, we was just reminiscing, Mark, and we was just talking about how crazy we was on the field. You know, we talked about the brotherhood we had off the field and how crazy we was on the field. And we both agree we don't miss it. We said we miss each other. We don't miss the actual game because we played it so violent, Mark. Like, I'm like, man, y'all boys brainwashed me, man. Y'all had me hitting guys 350 pounds and thought that was cute. It was like, yeah, we said, Peasy was like, man, once we saw you hit Bussy, Jerome in training camp, we knew we had one. I said, yeah, that messed up my whole life. I ain't feel the same since.
Well, anyone who doesn't know what Ike's talking about, either go back and watch a game, or if you just want to watch a few quick clips, watch like the Americas games that NFL Films did on the 2 Super Bowl teams you were on, Ike. And I watched those films. It's like watching a totally different sport compared to what the NFL is now in terms of the physicality.
Yeah.
And that was only like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, 2010. Let's say they slowly but surely started to wipe out some of the stuff, but man, we hit the head, the body will follow.
Yeah. Ike, let me bring this back to the combine really quickly. So we found out this morning quarterbacks that will throw: CJ Stroud, Florida's Anthony Richardson, and then Will Levis out of Kentucky. They will all throw at the combine this week. Bryce Young's only going to go for interviews. I don't know if that means he'll weigh in. Like, his body weight is something that's going to be subject to discussion because everything else is there from a quarterback, meaning like if he were, say, 6'4" and 225, everything else you could want in a quarterback he has. But whatever he ends up weighing in at, not sure that'll happen this week or if it'll happen further down the line, say at Alabama's pro day. You've got a good quarterback class this season, which you did not have last season. You had Kenny Pickett. It was like Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, and everyone else a year ago. I'm excited to see some of the quarterbacks throw. I know it's throwing on air, but I also like to see the quarterbacks throw with guys that aren't their receivers, that aren't their college teammates, to see, okay, can they still do this on air? Because if they can't do it on air and make it look good, I can only imagine that it'll be even harder in pads. But like, I'm just excited. And it's just like, I remember we were freaking out a few years ago where it was like the Zach Wilson pro day where he's rolling out the opposite side and he shows off his cannon arm. Like, I just can't wait to see this at Indy here this upcoming week.
Anthony Richardson, AR, he about to take the whole show. He about to take the whole show, Mark. He about to take the whole show over. He about to take. Don't be surprised if he go top 10.
Oh, I'm not. He needs to go to the right fit, though, Ike. Get him good coaching, get him some pieces around him. For me, Anthony Richardson's success is going to be more so dictated on which franchise and organization goes to, and it not really his ability, because the ability there, the big playability, Ike, the ceiling that we talk about might be higher than any quarterback in this entire class.
He ain't got no ceiling. Everybody else got a ceiling.
Yeah.
Take the roof off the house. He has no ceiling, none. Now, what I do agree with you is he got to go to a coach. He has to go to a coach. He has to go to a coach that know exactly what to do with him. Who's going to cater to him? Not cater to, hey, you cater to my playbook. Nah. Coach got to cater to him. That's all Andy Reid catered towards Patrick Mahomes. Who's the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Sirianni
catered toward Jalen Hurts. They catered towards Joe Burrow. Like,
Josh Allen too, Ike. Do you remember a few years ago, Josh Allen had the lowest completion percentage in the NFL, And now he's one of the NFL's elite talents. It's the reason why Brian Daboll, as an offensive coordinator, goes to being the head coach of the Giants.
No, that's my whole point. Once Coach Brian left, we said towards the end of the seasons with Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, it ain't looking the same. But you see what he just did to Josh Daniels. You see what he's doing with Daniels sitting over there with the Giants. But between a $38 and $40 million contract per year, it's coaching. Coaching is everything. So we saw Josh Allen towards the end of the season. Like, dang, but you look at Coach Brian over there with the Giants, like, who their receivers is, and they in the playoffs? That's all coaching. That's all coaching. So that's what I was trying to say about next year, KC, because Eric Bieniemy left. It's value into coaches. Coach Brian left. You don't hear much. With a lot of talent for the Buffalo Bills. He go to the New York Giants, and in 1 year, get the boys into the playoffs. Got a quarterback who we thought would have been a bust. Man bought his side a $38 to $40 million contract.
There's going to be a drop-off in Kansas City, too.
Between him and Coach T, the best second half adjustment coaches.
Can I piggyback off this, Ike? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this for you because you go from Eric Bieniemy to Matt Nagy in Kansas City, there's going to be a drop-off. Point blank period, there's going to be a drop-off in the 2023 season. I'm calling this right now in February. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. The Chiefs' offense won't be as potent as they were this past season. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Patrick Mahomes is magic. He's magic on that field. I would never knock. But the value in Coach Eric Bieniemy will be shown this year. The value in Coach Brian Daboll was shown last year with the Buffalo Bills on how they played in the second half of the season. The value of Coach Brian Daboll throughout the whole organization for the New York Giants was displayed the whole season. So I'm telling you, it's not a lot of coaches who bring that value. It's just not. It's not. Yes, we shall see this year, Mark.
Let's get Anthony Richardson a good OC. I'm with you there. Like, that's something that I want to see.
Teams talk. Chicago got a hotline right now. And it's not for these quarterbacks with people, and I'm just speculating. It's not for the quarterbacks that you think are who they are. It's not for the CJ Stroud. I'm telling you, AR gonna go to this combine, and then we gonna talk after. And you like, hey, I'm trying to tell y'all, this dude ain't got no, bro, 6'4", 235, 240, who can
he can run.
But he got an arm. Watch that man gonna throw 85 yards. Watch what I tell you. Watch. Mark, that man gonna throw 85 yards. He gonna throw 85 yards, dog. Watch.
I love it. Psychic Ike Taylor out on the pod again, because you called this with the Eric Bieniemy news, and it was just like, again, and it's not to say Matt Nagy can't be a good offensive coordinator. The Chiefs had a good offense with Alex Smith in his final season there, but he's not Eric Bieniemy. He's not this high-flying, potent, and that's the point that I'm trying to make here is just like Psychic Ike Taylor out on the show again. We're trying to tell you in advance what's going to happen before it happens. Right. Anthony Richardson, a player we'll likely be talking about here more and more each week. I'll call it right now. I think he'll really help his stock this upcoming week at the combine. I can't wait to see him throw because I think he's got all of the tools. It's, can you put it together? Can you be consistent? And then can you have good coaching around you? And then can you get the support of the surrounding players as a young rookie coming into the league? Because if he goes to a bad fit and bad situation, that's where I don't think he's at the same level of the other quarterbacks to where he doesn't have a ceiling, but then he might not have a floor either, Ike. So who the heck knows?
Telling you, he gonna go to this. They wait. These teams waiting on him. They just waiting to see. Like they don't call. Like, do I pull the trigger and get him? After this combine, trigger already pulled. This dude ain't no ceiling.
Ike, is this from the tape that you've watched of him? What is your basis of this? I've seen the big playabilities. I watch a lot of SEC football myself. What makes you say this with Richardson?
I know him. I know him personally.
Okay,
but I watch plenty. Yeah, when you see him, you like, hey, that's LeBron James right there. Like he got that kind of statue. Like he's well put, bro. I'm trying to tell you, he go. Man, I'm trying to tell you, he go.
All right.
That man go 5 yards more.